This video is about my first successful manifestation of the year. In October last year, I started this YouTube channel, and I'm grateful for everybody who's been watching and supporting the channel. I set myself a goal to be monetized within 12 months, but I've managed to do it within 3 months. And I'm going to explain to you how I've done it. 5 years ago, if you'd have said, are you going to be on YouTube? Or are you going to have anybody even watching your videos? I would have said no. Not because I never thought it would happen, but it just simply wasn't something that I was even interested in. Had never even crossed my mind. But halfway through last year, I created a vision board. And then in October, I added some additional stuff to the vision board. And one of those things that I added was starting a YouTube channel and getting it monetized. When I created my vision board, I just kept it really simple. I just printed off a short affirmation that said, I have a YouTube channel. And then I put a screen grab of the email you get when you pass the monetization threshold, which said something like, welcome to the YouTube partnership program. I then printed that off and put it on my board. And I put the board back on the wall, and I made a point of looking at it every time I walked past the wall. And especially before bed, I'd always look at all the images on the board, but specifically the YouTube one, because that was the latest addition to it. You should be visualizing your goals and your desires every day. And it doesn't matter whether you're doing it for a couple of hours a day, or whether it's even just 2 or 3 times a day, just for a few seconds. But when you're thinking about something in your mind, it presses on your subconscious in your heart. This can help create a mental and visual roadmap for yourself so that you can visualize a plan of action for your goals and your desires. Now that's a starting point, and it helps keep your goals and your desires. It helps keep them fresh in your mind. And if they're fresh in your mind, then you can keep your eyes on the prize. I started doing this in September, just before I created the addition to the vision board. And that was when I first thought maybe I'll start a YouTube channel. You're watching this now, you watch YouTube. Maybe you've thought about starting a channel. And if you have, or you are thinking about it, then go for it. You can absolutely do it. But I never thought about it before. It wasn't even something that I was interested in. The idea of being a content creator, or even just putting yourself out there on the internet where you can be subjected to negative criticism. And if 100 people are all thinking something negatively about you, I was worried that that's something that could inadvertently manifest on me. But I also didn't understand why someone would want to start a YouTube channel. Again, it wasn't something that I'd ever thought about. But I know now that I had roadblocks in front of my path, and I've always hated anything media related, pretty much from being a teenager in school. The idea about editing files, editing sound, cutting, copying, layering. I didn't know what any of this stuff was a few months ago. And to be honest with you, this was acting as a barrier. I was allowing my lack of knowledge in a subject to act as a reason for why I shouldn't be doing something. I was using it as a hurdle, and it was forming part of my limited beliefs. But as soon as I started researching this subject, how to film a video, how to record sound, how to edit, how to layer, how to change scenes, how to even upload a video, I had no idea what equipment to use. It all started to become more familiar to me. And that's the key, because the more familiar you are with something, the easier it is and the less out of reach it seems for you. It starts to bridge the gap between the unknown and the known. You reduce that gap so that something becomes more familiar to you. And as soon as you're exposed to something, it becomes more familiar to you. And when something's more familiar, it's less of a mystery, and it's less scary, and it's less of a hurdle. And that's because you get used to it. And this can be the same for you and your desires. If you want to do something else, if you want to change something up, then you need to go for it. But what we find due to our conditioning is that when we want to change something up, when we think about doing something new, you're immediately hit with those inside voices, and they're telling you why you shouldn't do it, because something's hard, something's difficult. I can never do this. It will never work. And what you need to do, you need to address those hurdles which are stopping you from realizing your true potential and living the life that you want to live. I've pretty much achieved everything that I've put my mind to. Now, you've heard that saying, you can do whatever you want if you put your mind to it. But it takes more than just applying your mind. But a lot of my goals, they would be perceived by others as being difficult to achieve and unattainable. But they're not even anything crazy or out of this world, like climbing Everest or becoming a billionaire. People always go from their current situation to something extreme. So the gap is much larger, and it might take longer and might take more effort to bridge that gap in the first instance. But I know if I wanted to climb Everest, or if I really wanted to become a billionaire, I could do it. And there's no reason why you couldn't do those things as well. My goals are always things like getting a certain job, living in a certain place. If I get bored or wanted to change something up, then I'd retrade, reskill, and I'd basically go and do my own thing. I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I wanted to travel and visit the beautiful places in the world that I'd always imagined seeing and imagined visiting. I wanted to drive a certain car. I wanted to live in this beautiful, characterful old house I live in. I wanted to have my German Shepherd, my dog, who sometimes you see as props in this video. But the overriding theme here is that I wanted to be in control of my life, and I wanted a balanced, fulfilled, meaningful lifestyle. But I wanted a life where I am in control. Now, this is my advice. View the world like a toy or like a playground. If you remember playing with toys when you were younger, you didn't just play with one toy because you'd get bored with it. If you played video games, I've never just played the same game because you get bored with it. You need a selection of games. But it isn't just about playing an individual game. If you can view the world, your life, like a game, or like the world as a toy, and everything inside of it is for you to enjoy, then you'll find that your manifestations and your goals will be easier to achieve because subconsciously you're breaking down hidden barriers. But you have to remember that all things are possible. You just have to imagine yourself doing them. Visualize and imagine having the things that you want. Then imagine and visualize what it would be like to have them, but also imagine how you'd feel the first time you receive them. Prepare yourself and make yourself as comfortable as possible, ready for when you do receive what it is that you want. Nearly everybody has dreams and desires. You think about them and then you drop them at the first opportunity. You drop them at the first opportunity because you perceive them as being difficult or you perceive them as being unattainable. But this is only down to conditioning, because you're conditioned to think that only certain people can have certain things, and you're conditioned to think that only certain people can live in a certain way. None of that's true. Monetizing this channel, it's not even about the money. I set myself a goal because I like to have goals. And if there's a roadmap with a goal on it, it makes my life more interesting and it gives it freshness and it keeps it vivid. If you can get yourself into a position where you can set yourself a goal and then achieve it, it gives you confidence. It reminds you that your hard work and your power can pay off because you are powerful. This will lead you to set new goals, new objectives. And it doesn't have to be a 180-degree turn, but if that's what you want to do, then you can do that. It could be something simple like you get your dream job. Then you set yourself a goal to gain more skills and get promoted within 2 years. And then you set yourself another goal to get promoted and get more skills in another 2 years. Then after 4 years, you've got lots of new skills, lots of new credentials, and you can then go to another employer, highly qualified, and probably earn more money. Everything is possible in your reality. And you have to remember that you are in control and you are in the driving seat. This channel is just another goal that I've set and I've managed to achieve it. And you know what? It's given me more confidence. It's made me happier. And all of a sudden, I've got lots of new and fresh ideas. I've met and managed to communicate and speak with a lot of cool and interesting people from all around the world. And as a result of that, I've gained more experience and I've got a lot more time to do more research and a lot more reading. And there's no reason why, if you want, that you can't do the same with your life in whatever stream or flow you found yourself in. Achieving a goal will give you more confidence. A small success will give you more confidence and it will allow you to create a plan of action for yourself. which will allow you to manifest and attract in all of your goals and all of your desires, because your consciousness is your reality and you're in control of your consciousness, which means that you are in control of your reality. Now, thanks a lot for watching this video and for supporting the channel. If you'd like, then please like and subscribe as always. And like always, I will see you folks on the next video. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.